might remember, Nebraska received federal funds back in 2019 through the CARES Act. Turns out, though, some of that money wasn't used.
We're talking millions of dollars, and the state wants to get your feedback on what to do with that money. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez joins us now with more on that. Ariana?
As we know, most of the state has ended emergency rental and utility assistance. There is over $5 million left that wasn't used for emergency assistance. It turns out that money is use it or lose it. Originally, there was $6.4 million allocated for emergency payments such as rental and utility assistance. Turns out not all of it was used.
Because of the lack of participation in mortgage assistance and utilities assistance for low-income households.
Now there is still more than $5 million that wasn't used, and some say many continue to struggle with rent to this day.
We see the ripple effects, long-term impacts from people who might have been unemployed for a period of time back in 2020, 2021. They fall behind. Every day is trying to keep up when you're living paycheck to paycheck. We saw in the pandemic a lot of people owing money just because of the late fees and other administrative fees just from falling behind.
Legal Aid of Nebraska is simply asking to be able to receive some of the reallocated funds to be able to help those who were in court because of an eviction.
Today there are still evictions happening, more than we'd want to see in Nebraska, and we're expecting to see more and more evictions now that the rental assistance has stopped for the majority of the state.
The Department of Economic Development also wants reallocated funds to help pay for projects already in the works, as costs have gone up.
We're allowing those local governments and those other entities, nonprofits through them, to come back to the state if their costs have increased and amend their agreements to actually put additional funds to complete the projects.
The state has until next June to decide what to do with the $5 million, or it gets sent back to Washington. The Department of Economic Development wants to hear from you and get your opinion on how funds should be reallocated.
The Fed said you get 3 years to put out 80%, and since 5.6 is a lot of money in terms of meeting that rate, we had to make an adjustment now.
Now, you are able to make public comment until October 20th. You can do so by mail or email, and of course that information can be found on our website, klkntv.com.
Thank you, Ariana.